Johto, a region with many varieties of Pokemon of only one kind. In the second part of the anime's original series, Ash traveled there and caught a pretty good team of Pokemon, but we all know that some Pokemon in Johto are better than the ones Ash picked for his team. It's also a good thing that some Pokemon on his team are pretty solid, so that's why in today's video, I'm going to explain how I would make Ash's Johto team. Here's how it works. Half of the team can be from the original anime, but the other half is my touch. I'll also be choosing 3 Pokemon on Ash's team that shouldn't have been there. If Ash actually had his team, maybe he could beat Harrison. Who knows? Remember, these are my opinions and you can put yours in the comments. Pikachu would be the first pick, of course. How could he not be? In the Johto series, Pikachu didn't really do much, so I want to add more to its character. I think it'd be a good idea if Pikachu started to learn a new move, or even a whole new battling technique. For the new move that Pikachu could learn, I feel like the move Wild Charge would be a good fit for it. Because Ash would teach Pikachu Volt Tackle in the next series, Wild Charge could be a building block to that. Pikachu could slowly practice and learn the move throughout the series, and even master it during the end of an intense gym battle or something like that. Scyther is a great addition to Ash's Johto team, as it's a strong bug and flying type, which was an interesting combination to add to Ash's team at the time. After Ash's gym battle against Bugsy, Ash could find a liking to Scyther and have an episode or 2 dedicated to catching one. Later in the series, the final season to be exact, Scyther could evolve into Scyther around the time of the league, so Ash could use it during the battles. Scyther is a steel type, which is also a type that Ash's team didn't really have much of, so they could have a better advantage. For its signature move, Scyther could usually use X-Scissor, and on the side, also use Sword Stance. X-Scissor does a lot of damage and overall is a reliable move, and Sword Stance would be a first charge move that Ash could learn. These moves also require TMs in the games, so that'd be a great way to introduce them into the anime for years to come. Noctowl is definitely the most forgettable Pokemon on this team. Before I searched it up, I didn't even remember about it. Ash caught it near the start of the series and didn't bring it out enough to show that it actually had a personality. Even though the design is pretty cool and it's shiny and all that, there's not much else. It's not like it was exceptional at battling or anything until the Sinnoh League, so it didn't bring anything whatsoever to Ash's team. Something tells me that the writers used Noctowl as filler, and once it was done, they kinda just forgot about it. Evolvable Chikorita. Chikorita is one of my favorite Pokemon on Ash's team, and I love that it got an evolution midway through the series. The only problem I have with it is that it didn't evolve into its final evolution. A lot of the time near the end of Ash's journey, his Pokemon would evolve into their final form, except Pikachu to be the strongest for the league, and that's what I wanted here. Chikorita's final form is Meganium, a powerhouse on the list, and is one of the strongest grass types, if not the strongest, in Johto. For moves, Chikorita had a lot of the same moves as Bulbasaur, so when it battled, there wasn't anything too special. To prevent this from happening, I would give Chikorita the moves Synthesis and Petal Blizzard. Synthesis is a move that can charge up the Pokemon who's using it to have enough energy to use a high energy move, like Petal Blizzard. Houndoom. In my opinion, even though Cyndaquil is a pretty cute Pokemon, I must say, Houndoom could get the fire job done much faster. The Johto Pokédex did not have many fire-type Pokemon to my surprise, and Houndoom was one of the few that you could find. Another reason why I chose Houndoom over Cyndaquil is that it will not take until the Sinnoh League to evolve. In evolution being Houndoom, a fire and dark type, it would be really cool to see Ash utilize a dark type in focus. These typings would also give it some really special moves that fire only Pokemon can't really have. First, I'd give it Ember, a fire type move that can occasionally burn the opponent, and Dark Pulse, which can sometimes make the opponent flinch, making it perfect for a strike. Totodile. Totodile is the happiest Pokemon on Ash's team by far, and that is a good thing. But when it comes to battling, the smile usually stops. Maybe if it evolved, it could be stronger, or if it got a few special moves. Even if it evolved though, is Feraligatr that cool in the Pokemon world? The problem with catching the Johto series starters is, like it or not, they're going to be similar to the Kanto starters, making them less memorable than we hoped. Totodile may have its place in time, but not on Ash's perfect team. Heracross. Heracross was probably the most underrated Pokemon on Ash's Johto team. Almost every time it battled, it won, so that's why I'm giving it more time to shine here. It's unfortunate that it didn't have any evolution whatsoever, but it can in one series. During X, Y, and XYZ, Heracross could return for a while to learn and practice Mega Evolution, as it does have a Mega form. Staying in Johto though, it may not be able to train much itself, but it can be a sort of assistant to Ash in helping out his other Pokemon. For the moves I'd give it, I feel like the moves Arm Thrust and Endure are good choices. Arm Thrust is a fighting type move that can hit 2 to 5 times per use, and Endure can be used to withstand attacks without taking too much damage, a great defensive move for it. And finally, we have Larvitar. Larvitar is a Johto Pokemon that Ash could have caught so easily. The reason for this is that in the second half of the Johto series, Ash was caring for a Larvitar that he found and became good friends with. When he went to the Larvitar's family, Larvitar could prefer to stay with Ash for at least a while and then return back to them after the league or something. Larvitar's evolutions are Pupitar and then Tyranitar. Tyranitar would be a perfect fit for the Johto League and is one of the strongest Pokemon on Johto itself. Other reasons for having Tyranitar are that it's a dark type, which is a type Ash doesn't have in this series, and that it would be Ash's very first pseudo-legendary. Its signature moves could be Dark Pulse and Stone Edge. Quilava. Isn't it funny how both Cyndaquil and Totodile don't deserve to be on Ash's team? What made Quilava forgettable is first, it had no special moments that people can go, oh yeah, do you remember when Quilava did this? Also, Cyndaquil didn't evolve until the Sinnoh League, and then its evolution wasn't even that memorable. The only thing I can really stand behind is its training for beating Scyther, as Scyther could find a counter to a flamethrower. Thankfully, we didn't have mistakes like this in the future, and that is a good thing for sure. If you enjoyed this video, click on the other ones for more, and I hope to see you next time.